Morning everyone, Chris here. Got a whole bunch of updates for you. September 23rd came and went. We're still here. Some people are kind of disappointed. I think a lot of people wanted some disaster to happen that would end the life of humanity. Who the heck would want that? Lots of storms are happening, lots of occurrences of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, etc. What I correlate this to is the sun. Lots of solar flare activity has been happening, creating a lot of the disturbances that we're seeing in the last few months. There is a website, a YouTube channel, and I've talked about this before. It's called Suspicious Observers. The gentleman's name is Ben Davidson. He is not spiritual. He is not into the woo-woo stuff. What he does is he follows solar activity, the coronal mass ejections, the sunspots, and all of the phenomenon that happens on the sun. And we're going to get into that in a second. And he applies it to weather phenomenon happening on the planet. And quite often he's pretty spot on. So you might want to check out Suspicious Observers. Very informational. It does make some sense as to what's happening. We've had some really huge solar flare activity happening, and it does make a lot of sense to me. It resonates with me. Now, the sun. The sun has not been our sun for quite a while now. It's been a hologram of sorts. Of course, for us to wrap our minds around the sun being a hologram is kind of a far-fetched, but is what it is. The real sun has been depleted of a lot of its energy and has now been restored. So there's a transition happening between the holographic sun and the real sun. What the corona of the sun is, for the last gazillion years, jinn, or naughty spirits that can be controlled by anybody who does witchcraft and that type of thing, have been coming from the corona, coming in. The Muslim people say that jinn are born from smokeless fire, or the smoke of a fire, something like that. So the sun being fire. Okay, so a lot of that has been happening where these spirits are born. They keep coming into the planet. The corona of the sun now, after this September 23rd phenomenon, is now doing the reverse. Okay, so these jinn are no longer going to be coming out of the sun, out of the corona, to affect humanity. What is happening is the corona of the sun is now absorbing a lot of reptilian energies, a lot of reptilian activity, to take it away. Okay, so the whole concept of duality, living with a reptilian self and a human self, is now over. That's the duality we've been dealing with. So this is the end cycle. When people are saying it's the end of the world, it is for the reptilians. So they're on their way out. So I'm seeing it in my work. Every time I see something happening of this nature, I see it in my work. Things get clearer, things get easier, things are more absolute. So that has been a very big concept. Now, I've worked on some people in the past few days, in the past 3, 4, 5 days, that have shown a significant finding. One person was the ground for Horus, Thoth, Set, Zeus, all those nasties, Moloch, demon of sacrifice. She was the ground for all of these beings to be here. In order for something of a dimensional being to occupy Earth, you have to ground with a human. And that's what this person was. And she experienced a lot of pain, a lot of headaches, a lot of just nasty stuff going on in her life. A lot of scalar wave energies, streaming scalar energies, have been emanating from her, affecting humanity. So we cleared out this person. She felt great after it, and right away I saw it in my work that things were much different. Things were a lot better. Things were clearer, and more different scenarios coming up. So that is very significant, and I've always been one to talk about the reptilians and the concept of why they're here, why we integrate with them, all this stuff. One thing I did find, humanity was created by the Sumerians. Okay, Enki and Enlil created humanity. The reptilians and the Archons stepped in and said, okay, we'll take over. They're now ours. That's the messages I got. That after the end of the message, it says, now history is now complete. So that means that there was a creator. Okay, are the Sumerians God? I mean, God. How many gods are there, right? So we're working with source. We're working with the source of a pure love soul, and into higher dimensions of source. So we can, okay, so thank you, Sumerians, for creating us. Now we're going to take over, and we're going to excel as a human species and become something that's a higher in vibration, higher in consciousness. Basically, we're creating a new species here by applying all this love, by applying the thoughts of a higher vibration, and letting go of all the past and all the reptilian stuff and all of the ET stuff. All the ET was basically created by the reptilians as another way for them to serve the reptilians. So forward, absolutely. We're not going to die. The earth is not going to open up and swallow us all. We're not going to all of a sudden evaporate. A lot of the disruption we're seeing on the planet kind of has to happen. It's going to happen. There's really no way about it, because of the transition of the sun, because of the transition of the energies, because of everything happening on an etheric level. We're getting a reaction here. So let's say in another dimension, a planet blew up. We're getting a headache. Okay, that's probably a good way to put it. Lots happening. I'm really getting into my new office. Hey, here's my new office. Here's my new office. Isn't it a wonderful office? Got a lot of fun going on down here. So it's time to move on from where I was, and here we are, sitting at home. My wonderful family's upstairs, and I get to go and give them a hug whenever I want to. It's a wonderful thing. This is Chris Kaler. Stay tuned for more. Lots of good stuff going to happen. Cheers.